So now we will continue this chapter. First flight. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous night fall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau dozing, with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening means making an effort to maintain feathers, the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau. Her white breast thrust forward. Now and again she tore at piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped his each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. So the sun was now sending the sky blazing on his leg. The sun was now sending the sky. The sun had now risen. Ascending the sky means the act of rising up through the air. And preening means to tidy and clean its feather. The sun had now risen and he was feeling the heat more than ever because he was empty stomach since the night before. He stepped out of his ledge and pretended to sleep on one leg to gain the attention of his family. Still, no one noticed him. His siblings were sleeping. His father was cleaning his feathers with his beak, and his mother was standing on another plateau eating fish while she noticed him. The seagull got mad on seeing the fish because he was very hungry. He loved to tear away fish and scrape his beak now and then. Ga, 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 he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Go, go, she screamed back derisively, but he kept calling plaintively. And after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out eagerly and tapping the crock with his feet. Trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. as derisively means in a manner expressing contempt or ridicule, and plaintively means said, uttered, make a sound with one's voice. Halted means stopped. As he cried in hunger to his mom while his mother screamed back angrily, but he kept crying, which soon turned into a joyful scream at the sight of his mother flying towards him with the piece of fish. As you can see in this picture also, that his mother flying towards him with the piece of fish, and this is seagull. But when when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer. And then, maddened by hunger, and he dived at the fish. As he got very excited as she came nearer and thus leaned forward, and suddenly she stopped not too far from him, and out of excitement and hunger, he dived at the fish without realizing for a moment that he was afraid to fly. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. The winds, the wind rushed against his breast feathers. Then, under his stomach, and against his wings, he could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now, he was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid, he just felt a bit dizzy. Dizzy means an uncomfortable feeling of spinning around and losing one's balance. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards, ga, 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 and his mother swept past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream, and then his father flew over him, screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him and curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Monstrous. What is the meaning of monstrous here? Horrible. Seized means grab. Headlong. Headlong means with the head foremost, and soaring means flying or rising high in the air. Swooped. Swooped means move rapidly downwards through the air. Curveting means perform a series of jumps on the hind legs. He got so excited that he fell as soon as he tried. For a moment, he was in shock and stood still out of terror. All this lasted only for a moment, and soon his feathers opened as he flight. He could feel the wind against his breast feathers, stomach, and his wings. He could feel himself cutting through the air. He was not afraid anymore. He was just a bit nervous. But then his mother accompanied him. The whole family screamed out of excitement, thus celebrating his victory over fear. So, in the next video, we'll continue this chapter. You have to revise this thoroughly. Thank you.